Imagine if your words were the difference between you getting that contract, getting that partner, having the time of your life in a way that you hadn't yet imagined. Your experience is so tied into the way that you speak. What you think is, of course, the model, the representation of your behavior. There is no separation. There's no difference. What you speak is how you think, is how you act, is how you feel, is how you believe, is how you experience, is how you impact others around you, your environment, knowingly and unknowingly. And so last night I left myself a note: give people the keys to magic. Now, this is an old note that I wrote for myself a long time ago, and as I was thinking what to share with you today, I realized, I've not yet done this, not in a way that I'm satisfied with. So while this probably won't cover everything, I know it will not, I will give you the keys to begin to do fantastic things in your own life, to not only begin it, but to develop it, to develop a skill of a second type of awareness where you can modify your experience. How? By modifying yourself, the symbols of yourself, the arrangements of these symbols, your access to these different symbols. And so today, as I was beginning to make this video and I was getting into the technical research side, and I just started losing inspiration to make anything today. I was like, my little ego self came up and was like, hey, there's probably, dumb stuff we could go do that's very easy and pointless and doesn't give anything forward to the world. And I was like, oh yeah, super idea. Fuck that. So then I leaned back into what's inspiring, what moves me, what's important to me, what is at the core of my genius, because that is when I can generate, and that is when my being will have done something generational. You see, because we all have influence, we're all making an impact. It's just to what degree and in what direction, of what type of quality, with what intention, with what freedom. And so freedom, purpose, growth, these aren't things that the ego is familiar with. This is the realm of genius. This is really, in order to experience the type of freedom, purpose, and growth that is available to everyone. It's a matter of practicing what I call laws 1 and 2. In the most simple sense, it's strength and joy. But as a practice of these laws, it is self-knowledge, which is really self-love. It's really self-love. To really know yourself, you have to be honest. You can't hide from yourself. You can't hate yourself. You have to embrace all of you. And all of you is not always so lovable. But when you practice relentless self-love, this is when you will know thyself. And this is when you can truly start to practice law 2. Actually, you can practice either one of them and they will both feed the other. And law 2 is the strength of excellence. Whatever it is that you choose to do, body, mind, spirit, soul, give it everything you got because you chose it and because you're doing it. So why would you do it half-assed? Give it everything you got. So that's strength and joy, laws 1 and 2. And it's this sacred surrender that you experience as you practice laws 1 and 2. These are the keys, laws 1 and 2. This self-knowledge, which is self-love, and self-mastery, which is a choice of excellence in your being, in what you do. And that excellence is according to your measure, your understanding, your application. So these are the keys, laws 1 and 2, to a truly magical life, to really getting a grip, not just of language, but of yourself. The symbol, language is just it's an extension of your invisible inner symbols that you get to share with the world. But it's these that are the keys to the grand entrance of your genius. And that grand entrance is the sacred surrender. It is utterly authorizing your inner genius, which is bigger than you, which is bigger than the you that you know, right? There's our human self that we associate with on this very human cultured level. And then there's this aspect of ourselves that is more than human because it moves in ways that are beyond human. Everything that we do as humans is a result of that movement, not the other way around. And that's why so many people are fucked in the head and so many people are off track, out of touch, because the meta on this planet for so long has shifted away from understanding that we're a part of something larger. Instead, the narrative has been to try and dominate this thing that is way bigger than you. No Sorry, get yourself in order. Otherwise, you will only be an agent of chaos. Get out of your own way. That's the sacred surrender. And that doesn't mean you lose yourself. It seems you do. Paradoxically, this is how you find yourself. Because it's not the little you that's making the decisions anymore. It's not the little you, the little ego that is essentially has the emotional maturity of an 8-year-old. That's the you that's trying to run your life and trying to manage your God flow energy, your genius, your little 8-year-old fearful self that wants to keep the world familiar and wants to acquire things that make you feel good. That's the you that is trying to manage the energy that beats your heart, that grows your hair, that makes you sweat, that exchanges chemicals when you breathe. And you're trying to manage that. No, honor that. Get to know that. And so this is the power and the glory of the creative. And most people are in a shroud of doubt and disbelief as to their own power because of the symbols that they operate with daily. The heart of the matter, if you want to have an ecstatic enterprise, and you don't have to be a founder of the next startup that changes the world. You can be an artist. You can be a parent. You could be a leader. You could be a team player. Whatever it is that you do, the heart of an ecstatic enterprise is living a life that you love. Not just because it's fun and easy. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. But hard stuff is fun too when it's on purpose, when there is growth involved, when it is a part of your freedom. See, people don't like challenges when it's a part of their bondage. When you're trapped in your small ideas and your ego loops, you don't like challenges so much. Not unless it's going to make you look good. But there's an inherent challenge in everything worth something. Everything with exponential potential. The ability to give more. There's a challenge. When a seed goes into the ground and the moisture breaks down its husk and the cells are splitting and opening up and it's shooting out its taproot and doing all the things that nature does. You see, you think there's any part of that seed that's like, oh, now I'm going to move this molecule and now I got to do this and now I got to do that. The genius is moving in that seed. And in an ecstatic enterprise, it's beginning with that genius, that core. It is a radical movement, both individually and in the world. And that's why people that are stuck in the old narrative, that are making all their choices based on the 8-year-old emotional maturity and psychological processes of their 8-year-old self, of this ego that keeps everything in very confined loops, are very resistant to this idea and to these expressions of genius, especially when it is in their personal vicinity. It's not so bad when it's on a TV screen or when it's somewhere else in the world, but the closer it comes into one's vicinity, crabs in the bucket syndrome is a real thing. When you operate in your genius, you will both inspire and frighten. And that's what awe does. That's what being terrific is. And so the heart of the matter is nurturing the seed. Call it your creative calling, your life purpose, the vision before you came into this world. The legacy that you leave after you are gone. Call it whatever you will. But the gateway to this experience of transformational genius is an inside job. It's a matter of changing some representations. And where I was going to get into this meta model of NLP, I feel satisfied in what we've said today. There is a great power in you, in all of us. And there is great resistance all around you and also within you. You have been Trojan horsed. Your own worst enemy is housed in your own heart. Pluck out that wicked seed that attempts to control your genius flow. You must embrace risk. You must embrace joy. You must embrace strength and 100% responsibility. The most powerful, most beautiful, most rewarding life that you can possibly live is bringing your inner genius to light. Do that.